Hi everyone, I'm True Soul, and this is a review of the Marvel Legends Uncanny X-Men, Dark Phoenix, and Spiral. Guys, I've been waiting to do this review for a while. I got these two from Big Bad Toy Store, and you guys seem to like my dual review that I did on Beast and Longshot, so I thought, why not do another one, guys? So I'm not gonna start rambling. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. We're going to start off with Dark Phoenix, and then we're gonna finish off with Spiral, just because I feel like there's a lot more to talk about there. So let's go ahead and open up Dark Phoenix. And here she is, guys, Dark Phoenix out of the packaging. Now, one thing I want to say right off the bat, I actually kind of dig this crazy like sadistic Jean Grey head that they got here. You got the hair's just crazy and everywhere. Now, of course, as par for the course of these crazy hairstyles, that is going to hinder articulation a little bit, but I'm not going to get ahead of ourselves. Now, I do remember that I didn't get it, but I think like some years back they came out with like a green variant. But I don't know if that necessarily qualifies as Dark Phoenix. I think Dark Phoenix is like the red one, which I kind of prefer the red one over the green one anyway. So this makes the second Jean Grey that I have on my shelf. Also want to point out, thank you Hasbro for giving her the new double jointed arms. That was very annoying how some of the figures that came out after they introduced this didn't have the double jointed arms. But Jean Grey has the double jointed arms, and I also believe Spiral over there has it too, but we'll get to her later. Also, I like the fact that the cloth piece that's like around her waist, it feels like it's made out of a slightly more durable piece of plastic, but it's also a separate piece. So you can move it around if you want, or you could even take it off, probably heat it up a little bit, and then either slide it off or for whatever reason. I can see people maybe using this piece for a cosmetic or something, a custom figure, I mean. But let's go ahead and get into articulation. Now, like I said with the head, there is going to be some limited articulation. She can look down a good bit, but thanks to the ball joint in her torso, that does kind of make up for the head not being able to tilt back. Has a hinge in the upper arm, of course 360 on that, double jointed elbows like we talked about, that's really good. Also hinge in the wrist, 360 on that. Ball joint in the torso, it feels a little stiff, so I'm not going to try to rotate it all the way around, but you can get a decent bit of articulation out of that, even though it breaks up the sculpt of the Phoenix on her chest. There is a little bit of smudging going on right here, but I guess not every action figure that comes off the line can look perfect. I'm pretty sure if I get like a magic eraser or whatever, I can kind of chisel away at that little bit of smudge right there. Hinge in the upper torso is always good. Double jointed legs, boop. And of course, that ankle rocker pivot that Glenn Webb loved. So when it comes to our accessories, guys, Jean Grey doesn't really come with a whole lot, but there is one accessory that she comes with that I think looks kind of cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab those for you right now. As usual, guys, like a lot of female Marvel figures, she comes with extended hands. I don't know why they love giving everybody these same exact hands. I feel like there's some characters that don't need them, but that's nothing new. What I wanted to show you guys is this cool Fire Phoenix looking accessory. I really like the translucent like reddish orange, and it really looks cool when you shed some light on it. I think you're supposed to put this on Jean Grey's wrist, so I'm going to do that right now and we're going to see how it looks. So what you do, guys, is you just pop one of her wrists off. In fact, you might not have to do that because it looks like there's an open part right here. I didn't notice that. But just to make it a tad easier, I went ahead and popped the wrist off, or the hand off. I'm gonna go ahead and stick that on. Oop. Now, this seems cool in concept. It looks like you have to push it a little bit more up on her arm, or it's not going to stay on very well. It looked cool on the promotional that they got on the bag, where she's like shooting it off, looks like. But if you mess around a little bit, you can make it work. See, that's kind of cool. So yeah, guys, one pretty unique accessory, and just overall, I really do like the Dark Phoenix. So it's definitely going to be a good addition to my X-Men shelf. Now, guys, let's go ahead and move on to a slightly more interesting character in Spiral. So I'm gonna go ahead and open her up, and we're gonna see how she looks. And here she is, guys, Spiral out of the packaging. First of all, just wow. She has 6 arms, guys. Eat your heart out, General Grievous. But one thing I always thought was kind of cool about Spiral, well, first of all, I don't really have a whole lot of familiarity with Spiral. I remember she was in an episode of X-Men the Animated Series, for those of you who used to watch that, and that's mostly it. I'm pretty sure she's an alien. She worked for Mojo, and yeah, I just thought it was cool how she had like a whole bunch of arms and she had a whole bunch of weapons, which we're gonna get to that later. But right now, really like this kind of like samurai style helmet she's got going on here. I think that's really cool. Also, another thing I always forget about is one of her arms seems to be like completely like robotic. I wonder what the backstory for that is. But if you look back here, I think they really did a good job at putting all the arms on. As you can see, and I'm moving it around right now, you can play around with like the different arms, and they seem to do a good job at not getting in the way of each other, you know, which we're gonna see how well that works later on when I get some of the weapons in there. But I remember like some years back when they came out with there was like this mutant Spider-Man, and he came with like multiple arms, but I didn't really care for like how they went about doing it, so I didn't end up picking him up. But I really like the way they did this Spiral and her arms, and they're all double jointed, which can get even more articulation out of. And actually, Spiral has some pretty long hair too, which yes, will hinder articulation, probably a little bit more so than Jean Grey. She also has like some shoulder guards here, which also hinder articulation a bit. But her ab crunch, not ab crunch, she actually has a ball joint in there. No ab crunch, guys, sorry. But the ball joint seems pretty good. Also, hinge in the not hinge, swivel in the upper thigh. Double joint legs, boop. Also like these big furry, I used to think they were a boost, but I'm not quite sure now. Got these big furry like legging things on that look kind of funny. But yeah, that was cool. Also the ankle pivot. Now guys, I suggest you strap in because Spiral comes with a lot of accessories. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab these and we're gonna get started. Let me go ahead and get the boring accessories out of the way. She comes with one, like a regular extended hand for this side. She also comes with a metal hand, a metal grip hand. Both of these hands are for the arms on her left, which I think is kind of interesting. There's no interchangeable hands for the other side. I guess they primarily, you know, want you to display her holding the weapons, which we're going to get to right now. Now guys, she comes with some katanas here. She comes with about, at least I think they're katanas, she comes with 4 of them. So that's pretty cool. If like you could actually use these, like maybe if you have some other characters, I mean you could just give one of them to them. It looks like some of them might be a little shorter than the other ones. I'm not sure. I'm gonna get them in her hands and we're gonna see how they look. And there you go, guys. The weapons are in her hands. Another thing I like, guys, is the weapons are actually made out of a slightly softer plastic, so it's not too hard to just slide them into her arms. I also really like how they have the hinge in the wrists for like her sword holding hands, so you can get her in some slightly more unique poses. So I really like how that looks. Also, since they're a lighter plastic, the plastic doesn't like weigh down the toy. So if you get these in her hands, you're not going to be like leaning over and whatnot. But she actually comes with 2 more weapons, guys. She comes with a golden axe. No, not like the game. At least I think it's an axe. And she comes with a golden sword. Now this sword actually looks like a repaint. It looks similar to a sword that my Marvel Legends classic Loki has. It looks kind of like that, but it's slightly more flimsy. And it's probably for the same reason that I talked about with the katanas, so it won't weigh down the toy and make it easier to put in her hands. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these weapons in her hand and see how she looks. Woo! Here we are, guys. Spiral with all her weapons. Now, since the weapons are a little flimsy, they will kind of bend a little bit, but they don't seem to be too hard to straighten back up. This is just a really cool design for like the character. I'm gonna have a lot of fun taking pictures and posing this action figure. I'm gonna have to say, between the 2 new figures that I've gotten today, definitely like the Spiral a lot. She's probably one of the most unique Marvel Legends action figures that I have in my collection. But before I start rambling, I am gonna go ahead and wrap this action figure review up right here. Comment down below if you have any of these figures, Dark Phoenix or Spiral. Which one do you like the best? And be sure to follow me on my Instagram, as you'll stay updated when I have plans to upload a video, as well as see exclusive photos like Dark Phoenix and Spiral here that you will not see in my videos. Alright guys, until then, be sure to like, subscribe, and go to my channel and check out other videos. Catch you later.